So the Oscars happened a few days ago, and it was definitely an eventful one. Today I'm going to give my thoughts on who won, who lost, and who gave the absolute best musical performance I've ever seen. We're going to disagree on some of these. Please don't murder me down in the comments below. Let's get started.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
Emily Blunt, Danielle Brooks, America Ferrera, Jodie Foster, and Divine Joy Randolph were up for their respective roles in Oppenheimer, The Color Purple, Barbie, Nyad, and The Holdovers. This was a very easy one to predict because Divine Joy Randolph was absolutely cleaning up this awards season, and she absolutely deserves it for her performance as Mary in The Holdovers. Would I have complained if Emily Blunt won? Not at all, but this was clearly Divine's award. She gave a great speech as well.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
Okay, this is where I get attacked in the comments. I have not seen The Boy and the Heron, and I just don't have any interest in watching it. I'm sorry. I can see that there's a level of craft, there's definitely a level of effort that's put into these movies. I just can't get into them. But as a Spider-Man fan, I would have loved Across the Spider-Verse to get the win. I think it's because it was part one. You know, maybe when we get beyond the Spider-Verse and it completes this story, then that movie will get its Oscar. I can say this, I'm glad Elemental didn't win. I liked Elemental well enough, but Disney had absolutely no business being in this category after the year that they had.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
Now, I personally would have given this one to The Holdovers. I just love the writing and storytelling of that one so much, but my second pick would have definitely been Anatomy of a Fall, so that was very well deserved.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
I didn't like American Fiction all that much, but I can admit its screenplay was the strongest element, so I suppose it is deserving of the win, even if I would have given it to Oppenheimer or Poor Things just out of favoritism.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
Poor Things took all three of these home, and while I think I would have given production design to Barbie, Poor Things was undoubtedly just as great. I was shocked that they gave makeup to them over Maestro, but I mean, what they did to Willem Dafoe was something truly unique. As for costumes, Poor Things definitely earned it there. It was awesome to see them do a bit of a sweep at the start of the night when everyone was predicting it was going to be Oppenheimer after Oppenheimer after Oppenheimer. Also, John Cena giving out an Oscar while naked will probably be one of the most memorable Oscar bits ever. Even if all I saw was a floating envelope. I don't know really where he was at. I didn't see him on the stage.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
This one was obviously going to the zone of interest because of its place amongst the Best Picture noms. I really didn't care for the movie. Personally, I think Society of the Snow looks like a far better film. I haven't seen it, but it just looks way better. Oh well. By the way, I'm not going to be discussing the short films or documentaries. I didn't see any of them. I'm happy for Wes Anderson, though. I definitely have to get around to The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
Robert Downey Jr. took home this one, and I can't complain, honestly. This is his first Oscar, and he absolutely deserves it. Would I have loved Ryan Gosling to win? No. I would have been so happy, I would have just ran outside and shouted praise to the high heavens. That's okay, though. He gets his moment later on. Robert De Niro and Mark Ruffalo were great in their respective roles, too. Sterling K. Brown was probably my favorite part of American Fiction, but I probably would have swapped him out for either Dominic Sessa in The Holdovers or Charles Melton in May December.
I'm. I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
After a hilarious Batman bit with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, and Michael Keaton, the kaiju himself, Godzilla, took home Best of Visual Effects, and I could not be happier seeing everyone walk up there with their Godzilla figurines. That was awesome. I haven't seen Godzilla -1 yet, because it's not available on digital currently, but I cannot wait. It looks incredible.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
This is the moment in the show where things started to shift in Oppenheimer's favor. The other nominees had great editing, but Oppenheimer was far and away the best, so I was very happy with that. As well as the cinematography. Poor Things was absolutely my second choice, but you can't deny the pleasing visuals of Oppenheimer.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
The Zone of Interest took this one because the sound design really is the only thing going for it. It's the only thing making it stand out. I would have went for Oppenheimer instead still. The best part about this segment was John Mulaney mentioning Madame Web's iconic line, "He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died." And honestly, can we make him the host next year? That'd be awesome.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
Despite Ariana Grande announcing this one, Best Original Score was awesome. Oppenheimer rightfully won, and I'm looking forward to more of Ludwig Göransson's work.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
Ryan Gosling literally gave one of the best live performances of all time. Simu Liu and the other Kens were there to back him up. Margot Robbie, Greta Gerwig, and Emma Stone got to sing along. Martin Scorsese was enjoying the hell out of it. And Slash himself even made an appearance to rock out to this incredible ballad. But of course, they gave it to Billie Eilish, who is now the youngest artist to have more than one Oscar. Wow, it's almost like we rewarded her to make history instead of rewarding the song that people actually can get into. And I'm not saying What Was I Made For is a bad song. I'm not knocking Billie, she does have talent. I'm not knocking how much that song meant to people. It was used beautifully in the film. But the thing is, it's like the same thing she was nominated for last time with No Time to Die. I mean, No Time to Die was a bit more energetic in spurts. It wasn't really energetic, but it had more flavor to it than this one did. It's slow, it's sad, it's not engaging to me. I'm sorry. I'm just Ken is the true winner. Fight me.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
Cillian Murphy took home his first Oscar, and I'm thrilled for him. I would have loved for Paul Giamatti to come out of nowhere and get it, but oh well. Both of them are fantastic. They did great. I also love that Fear the Walking Dead star Coleman Domingo was recognized amongst these nominees as well. I didn't get to watch Rustin, but I can only imagine he did fantastic in that movie. He's definitely going to get an Oscar in his future. I can see that. Jeffrey Wright was definitely good. Bradley Cooper was doing his thing in Maestro. You can't underestimate the haunting performance of Cillian Murphy as Oppenheimer, though. Personally, I would have given it to the dog from Anatomy of a Fall, actually, over Paul and Cillian Murphy. But unfortunately, the Academy doesn't nominate dogs for some stupid reason.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
Each of these directors did a great job with their respective films and showing off their craft, but come on. This is Christopher Nolan's year. Of course he had to win. Seeing Steven Spielberg hand off this award to Christopher Nolan was one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. A legend rewarding a legend. It's insane that you didn't get one before, but now you have one, Nolan. Congrats.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
This was perhaps the most tight race of this whole show, and it had to be close, okay? Emma Stone and Lily Gladstone both delivered incredible performances. You know, Emma Stone did so much for this role as Bella Baxter in Poor Things, and Lily Gladstone did so much to evoke that tragedy, that heartache that Molly was feeling in Killers of the Flower Moon. If I had a third pick, it probably would have been Sandra Huller for Anatomy of a Fall. Carey Mulligan did a great job as well, not knocking her as well. I still think she should have got the Oscar for Promising Young Woman back in 2021. I didn't watch Nyad, but I guess Annette Bening was fine in it. Ultimately, Emma Stone took home the win, and I was super happy because she is my favorite actress, if you guys didn't know. I'm thrilled for her. Her speech was heartfelt, it was funny, it was endearing. She poured her heart and soul into the character of Bella Baxter. It's definitely one of, if not her most iconic role of all time, and I was just so happy for her.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken.
And finally, we get to Best Picture, the biggest one of the night, and Al Pacino walks out there and delivers the most underwhelming reveal in Oscars history, probably. Even I was like, wait, is that... Oh, okay, that's who won. But of course, from the moment the show started, Best Picture belonged to Oppenheimer. It was cleaning up at the award shows everywhere, so it's no surprise. If it didn't win the way the night was going, I'm assuming Poor Things would have gotten it instead, which would have been good. My personal pick was The Holdovers. It was my favorite film of last year. But nonetheless, I was happy for this team. They worked their asses off for this movie and this award, and I'm just glad that they got their time to shine. Well, Let me know what you thought of the 96th annual Oscars. Did you like Naked John Cena? Did you pull your hair out when I'm Just Ken didn't win? Tell me down in the comments below. Take care, everyone, and goodbye.